Yeah, this is where we always hang out. Hello and welcome to UK Strongest Man 2013 here on Challenge. I'm Nick Aldis.
And I'm Matt Bell, and you better be prepared to see meaty monsters match metal with metal as they meet men for monumental movements of massive momentum while they masticate on Monster Munch. There have been eliminations, and there are 6 men left in Group B.
Pretender to the throne, Ben Kelsey, who came very close to unseating defending champ Eddie Hall in the English qualifiers, looks to stamp his authority on the UK's today.
Let's take a look back at the action so far.
But away and clear is Ben Kelsey over in lane 2, streaking towards the finish line, where some athletes have yet to approach the halfway stage. Event done and dusted. Ben Kelsey the winner by a considerable distance. Can he get there, the Irishman? One last effort to get over the finish, and he's done it. Second place for Daniel Gannon, and some of these athletes really beginning to struggle. Mick Brown bleeding from the nose. Immense pressure being applied by that 450 kilogram load. Nicky Whelan has made a really strong start, has got the advantage and indeed the victory. Terrific performance for the man from Ireland, and he's the winner of the Strongman Scrum. Encouraged by the crowd, encouraged by the officials, and he's up onto the plinth. Terrific display, and he knows it. What a performance by Dan Gannon. Ben Kelsey already had the competition won, but now looking just to show what great shape he is in. And again, it appears incredibly comfortable, holding it up for longer than it needs to be, and just sending a message to the rest of his rivals that he's in great shape and ready to compete.
Imagine you're trying to cross a big road, but this big road is blocked by a massive truck. You have a rope. What are you going to do about it?
You could call this man 4 times world's strongest man and bona fide legend of the strongman game, the one and only Magnus Magnuson. Magnus, take us through the technique and the time limits of this event.
Well, basically, this is an arm over arm pull. So you pull a truck with this rope, arm over arm, for 20 meters and as fast as you can.
There you have it.
So Dan Gannon, a 28-year-old from Wexford in Ireland, has done incredibly well to make it through to this semi-final stage, the second day of competition here at UK Strongest Man. Especially when you consider that he was only a reserve. Finished 5th in Ireland's Strongest Man. The 4th place finisher, Keith Mayer, wasn't able to make it. He answered the call, and as you can see, Dan Gannon, a really dynamic, explosive athlete, 6 foot 3 inches tall, 120 kilograms. And it's often felt that those with lighter body weight will struggle in this event to overcome the inertia of that 12-ton truck, but Dan Gannon going incredibly well. Just beginning to struggle now as the truck inches toward the finish line, but he's continuing to keep the slack out of that rope, keep it as taut as possible for as long as possible, and the clock stops at 39.71 seconds. A really impressive display to begin this competition, but now the other athletes know what they have to shoot for. So Mick Brown, the 30-year-old from Yorkshire, considerable bulk at 145 kilograms, but at just 5 feet 8 inches tall. Not the longest of levers. And by his own admission, said that the grip is one of his weakest aspects, and that a crucial element of the arm-over-arm truck pull. See those forearms rippling with every heave on the rope. But he said that he's got little hands and fingers like chipolatas. But he's continuing to heave on that rope, and just as we saw in the earlier qualification event, the nose of Mick Brown leaking blood as he competes with everything he has to pull this truck over the line. One of the great characters of the strongman circuit, but that belies the inner steel that this man possesses. There's absolutely no quit inside Mick Brown. Only finished 5th in England's Strongest Man, took this event at short notice, and here he is on the second day. It's becoming a real struggle now as the clock continues to tick by and the seconds elapse. All the momentum lost. Each time it's almost as though he's pulling it from a standstill. Just inches to go now. It's the wheels that have to cross that white line, and you can see the truck absolutely still. And finally, Mick Brown has no more to give. So the distance will be measured. But no, Mick Brown rises once again to give one more supreme effort to try and get that truck over the line. It's a couple of meters shy, but it refuses to budge another inch. The time has elapsed, the 90-second limit has been reached. Mick Brown has given absolutely everything.
Mick, you're bleeding again. Claret all over you.
Oh, mate.
Take us through that.
Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, today will one of the most far by hardest day for me. Big grip. Sort of been working on, but just got to soldier on.
You're breathing heavy too. I talked to someone else and they said the hardest thing about it was the pressure on the lungs, on the cardio.
It's really cardio, like, but just all grip. Once your forearms are pumped and gone, they're gone, like, so.
Right.
Just get myself in gear now and hopefully have a better second event.
Onwards
like.
and upwards.
Correct, mate.
Good stuff.
Cheers, bud.
Simon Johnston, a 30-year-old from Rhyl in North Wales, champion of Wales, aiming to make his third UK strongman final. What can he produce here? 6 feet tall, solid citizen at 136 kilograms. Really getting some length into those pulls, leaning way back. When you lean way back, it does make the rope a little bit slacker. There is more slackness in the rope for a slightly longer period of time, but he's got good momentum on his side now, and that 12-ton truck is fairly motoring down this 20-meter course as it approaches the finish line. Just beginning to feel it in the grip and in the forearms, but continuing to fight for every inch. This is going to be a cracking time from Simon Johnston. 36.13 seconds. He goes into first place, and that could well take some beating. Terrific performance from Wales' strongest man.
So I'm here with 4-time world's strongest man, Magnus Magnusson, to just take us through what your body goes through when you're doing the truck pull. Magnus?
Well, it depends on if you're fast with it or slow with it. But this has a lot to do with the grip and your endurance.
Right.
You see the guy here before, he was struggling like halfway through. His endurance was running out and his grip was running out. So it gets hard to grab the rope and everything.
So you need that balance of strength and endurance for this
Yes.
event. Thanks a lot.
So Nicky Whelan from County Wexford in Ireland, 6 foot 3 inches tall, 140 kilograms, a really well-proportioned athlete. And will he be able to put that tall frame and those long levers to good effect here in the arm-over-arm truck pull? Really working hard to get the truck moving from that standing start. And just look at the technique that's being employed. It's almost a two-handed grip. Rather than going arm over arm, the two hands almost grabbing the rope at the same time, and terrific speed being injected into this truck pull by Nicky Whelan. Blistering time was laid down by Simon Johnston in the previous run. He too is going to break 40 seconds if he continues at this rate. Can he challenge the first place time laid down by Simon Johnston? Just tiring towards the end, but it's another athlete beneath the 40-second barrier. Impressive display from Nicky Whelan. He moves into second place. So it's the Highland Oak to the start line. Luke Stockman, 6 foot 3 inches tall, 133 kilograms, former bodybuilder. Only competing in the sport of strongman for 1 year. How will he fare on this event? Another tall, rangy strongman competitor. Long arm-over-arm pulls being employed in stark contrast to the technique employed by Nicky Whelan. But still, the truck moving along very quickly indeed along this 20-meter course. 12 tons, fairly hurtling down this course. And Luke Stockman really is getting some momentum as the truck approaches the finish line. This is going to be a blistering time, and he's continuing to fight all the way to the finish. There's the whistle, 33.5 seconds. That is absolutely sensational. Luke Stockman into first place.
Luke, you're the new leader, top of the board. How's that feel?
Yeah, pleased with that. The rope was a bit slippy. All the chops kind of gone off the hands, but I think my kind of stamina got me through that more. The kind of slighter built guys.
After talking to some of the other guys and to talking to Magnus as well, he's saying that this one's there's a lot of pressure on your endurance.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. But I mean, by the end of it, we're all blowing really hard. It's when the kind of cardio fitness comes into play.
So is that somewhere where you think you're slightly ahead of the pack on a lot of them?
I wouldn't say ahead. maybe a slighter advantage in my side of things, being I'm not that kind of barrel chested, I'm not that kind of shape, so yeah, we'll just see how the time sticks. There's one more guy to go.
Interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah, so
Good stuff.
Cheers, thank you.
So Ben Kelsey, one of the most athletic strongmen on display during the course of this championships. But you can see there just 112 kilograms in terms of body mass. One of the lightest competitors taking to the start line here during UK Strongest Man. Will it perhaps be a disadvantage in an effort to shift that 12-ton mother load down this 20-metre course? He's made a really good start on what he lacks in body mass. He's making up for in speed. Ben Kelsey really using every muscle group in his body. Look at how the knees are flexing. Look at how he's sliding on those glutes in an effort to use the big muscles in the hamstrings, the quads, and the calves as well to shift this truck down the 20-metre course. He's another athlete who's going to break 40 seconds, and this is really impressive from the relatively lightweight Ben Kelsey. 38.32 seconds is where the clock stops, and that is good enough for third place. Terrific performance from Ben Kelsey in the arm-over-arm truck pull.
Happy with that?
Yeah. There was two guys, both got 39 seconds, so that was the minimum to beat those two, secure top 3 spot. So I did it. I'll take that. It's only the first event.
And after one event, Ben Kelsey satisfied with his time that was good enough for third place on the leaderboard, but nobody could get near the scintillating time set by Luke Stockman, a winner in the opening event by a considerable margin.